Africa's endless grasslands, where massive herds shake the earth and danger never fades. Every living creature exists one step away from survival or collapse. Here, strength alone is never enough. Success belongs to those who combine instinct, timing, awareness, and a moment of rare fortune. At the start of a pursuit, it appears inevitable. The predator closes in. The odds seem fixed. But the savannah writes no simple stories. When an animal is cornered and all escape routes vanish, desperation becomes power. In that instant, fear transforms into resistance. Muscles tighten, instincts sharpen, and life fights back with everything it has left. There are no permanent rulers in the wild, no roles written in stone. Only those who seize the exact moment can change their fate. And now we leave the question to you. Do you believe prey can sometimes defeat its predator and rewrite the ending of the hunt? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Beneath the relentless heat of the African savanna, where the landscape glows in shades of gold, a quiet drama begins. Movement is barely visible as shapes press low against the grass. A coalition of lionesses waits, patient and focused. Their attention is locked on a grazing herd of zebras nearby. From a predator's perspective, zebras often seem straightforward prey, social animals without claws or fangs, dependent on awareness and escape. One juvenile steps slightly away from the safety of the group. Smaller and less experienced, it appears vulnerable. But appearances in the wild can be deceiving. As a lioness closes the distance, the young zebra reacts with astonishing speed. Both hind legs launch backward in a sudden, forceful kick, striking with unexpected precision. The predator hesitates, momentarily disoriented. In that instant, the balance of the hunt shifts. Survival here is not dictated solely by raw power or speed. but by instinctive responses refined over evolutionary time. These split-second decisions are the visible outcome of ancient biological programming. Instinctive behavior consists of genetically hardwired action sequences executed flawlessly without prior learning. They activate automatically when specific threats are detected, allowing animals to respond faster than conscious thought would allow. The zebra's kick is not an act of improvisation. It is an innate motor pattern activated instantly when danger approaches from behind. Such behaviors are highly specialized and inflexible, designed for a single objective: survival. Reflexes function alongside these instincts, operating through rapid neural circuits that bypass deliberate processing altogether. Crucially, the effectiveness of this defense does not depend on defeating the predator outright. A precise impact, delivered at the right moment, is often enough to interrupt the attack and create an opening for escape. Zebras possess exceptionally strong hip and thigh musculature, among the most powerful of any grazing mammal. Their hooves, dense and durable, concentrate force into a small impact area, amplifying the effect of each strike. When a predator approaches from the rear, the zebra can adjust its kick trajectory straight back or slightly angled depending on the attacker's position. Biomechanical studies of equus species estimate that an adult zebra's kick can exert between 4 to 500 and 6,000 newtons of force. Such power can result in serious injuries if contact is made with sensitive areas such as the head or torso. Long-term field research in ecosystems like the Serengeti and Masai Mara has recorded lionesses bearing facial trauma after misjudging their approach. Skilled predators learn this lesson early. Timing and distance are everything, and one mistake can change the outcome of a hunt. kick is far more than a reflexive motion. It is the product of an instinct shaped and refined over generations. A young zebra may not strike with perfect accuracy, but the impulse to lash out when danger approaches from behind is present from the moment it is born. As time passes, experience transforms that impulse into precision. The zebra learns when to deliver the kick, how to aim it, and where to flee once the opening is created. It is a powerful fusion of instinct and learning. Among highly intelligent animals such as elephants and primates, this process goes even further. Defensive behavior can include learned strategies, the use of tools, and even imitation of others, revealing that survival in the wild is not static, but constantly shaped by experience. Towering above the African plains, the giraffe is the tallest animal ever to walk the land, and one of the most striking symbols of the savanna. Standing up to 6 meters tall and weighing more than a metric ton, the giraffe's long neck, stretching as much as 2.4 meters, is built from just 7 cervical vertebrae, the same number found in humans, but extended to extraordinary lengths. Its golden coat, broken by bold geometric patches, blends seamlessly with sunlit grasslands and dry shrubs. Giraffes survive on a diet of flowers, shoots, and leaves from thorny acacia trees. Their dark, flexible tongues nearly half a meter long coil effortlessly around sharp branches, while thick saliva neutralizes toxins that make this foliage inedible to most grazers. They roam the open savannas and sparse forests of Kenya, Tanzania, and Botswana, where long sight lines allow them to detect danger well in advance. Though they appear calm and slow-moving, giraffes possess a defense system few predators dare to challenge. Their legs, tall and solid like stone pillars, deliver tremendous force. A single forward strike can unleash thousands of newtons of impact, powerful enough to break bone or kill a full-grown lion with a precise blow to the head. Sometimes, the giraffe swings its leg sideways, carving out an escape route, a movement very different from the rear kicks of zebras. From its elevated vantage point, the giraffe also serves as a living watchtower, spotting threats far across the plains. In one recorded encounter, an adult giraffe outran and exhausted two lionesses within moments, forcing one to abandon the chase entirely. A frontal strike from a giraffe can be devastating. When its forelegs slam straight down, the hardened hooves become crushing weapons. A well-placed impact to the skull of a predator can result in fatal injuries ranging from head trauma to spinal collapse or internal bleeding, often ending the fight in minutes. Rear kicks, on the other hand, are used to repel attackers approaching from behind. These powerful blows can hurl predators several meters away and are often delivered with deadly intent, particularly when defending a calf. While zebras kick primarily to create an opening to flee, giraffes strike with the purpose of eliminating the danger. There are documented cases where a single defensive blow from a giraffe proved fatal to a lioness that attempted to close in from the side. The giraffe's hooves, spanning 30 to 35 centimeters and lined with hardened, razor-like edges, do far more than bruise. A sideways impact can rip through the abdomen, shatter the spine, or cause the lungs to collapse. This reaction is not calculated. It is instinctive. Triggered by sudden movement nearby, it is a built-in survival response refined by evolution. Even lions, among the most formidable predators on Earth, are cautious when facing a fully grown giraffe. Their only real chance lies in forcing it to the ground, usually by jumping onto its back or destabilizing the rear legs. Because as long as the giraffe remains on its feet, every kick is a potential killing blow. Size is not a luxury shared by all prey. Many smaller ungulates do not possess the power to confront their hunters directly, forcing them to depend on different survival mechanisms to escape death. impala approaches the water's edge with caution. Without warning, a Nile crocodile bursts from below and seizes it. The reptile seems inexperienced, unable to pull its struggling prey beneath the surface. Caught at the shoreline, the impala fights desperately, first attempting to escape, then stiffening its body when it realizes resistance is its only chance to avoid drowning. As soon as the crocodile's grip loosens, the impala releases a final surge of energy, leaps free and bolts away. But survival in the wild rarely follows a single threat. At that exact moment, a leopard appears. Silent and precise, it is among Africa's most efficient predators. Yet even it can be stopped by one unlikely opponent, the Cape porcupine. The Cape porcupine holds the title of Africa's largest rodent, reaching up to 30 kilograms in weight. Its stocky frame, short limbs, and coarse black hair give little hint of its true strength. That power lies in its formidable coat of quills, one of the most effective defensive adaptations found in mammals. Covering its back and sides are thousands of rigid keratin spines, some exceeding 35 centimeters in length. The shorter quills near the head form a dense shield, while the longer, hollow spines along the back combine strength with flexibility. When danger approaches, the porcupine erects its quills, producing a distinctive rattling sound that serves as a universal warning signal. This species is native to dry savannas and open forests throughout southern and eastern Africa. Active mainly at night, it feeds on underground plant parts, fallen fruit, bark, and occasionally bones, which supply minerals that help maintain the strength of its spines. Though slow-moving, the porcupine relies on confidence rather than speed. When threatened, it pivots swiftly, raises its quills, and swings its tail with precision. Leopards, despite their skill, are its primary natural predators. In one encounter, a leopardess hunting with her cub observes the youngster approach too closely. The porcupine stands its ground, spines fully raised. The cub hesitates and retreats. The mother attempts to outmaneuver the rodent but finds no safe angle of attack. These reactions are driven by deeply ingrained instincts, reinforced by rapid reflex pathways. Even slight pressure activates an immediate defensive response. Eventually, the leopard withdraws, forced to sit and carefully remove embedded quills. There are many documented cases of large predators dying days later from infections caused by such wounds. After the confrontation, the savanna settles once more into silence as survival claims another chapter. In the broken shade of acacia trees, a group of lions rests quietly. Their sunlit bodies shimmer against the pale grasses as evening approaches. Dust drifts through the air, heavy with the scent of strength and territory. But among these symbols of dominance lies something unexpected, a small, rounded form, smooth and reflective, like forged metal. This object is no stone. It is a perfectly sealed ball of overlapping scales, fitted together with extraordinary precision. While other prey species rely on spines or speed, this animal leaves nothing exposed. The ground pangolin of Africa, scientifically known as Temminck's pangolin, inhabits dry savannas and open forests from the southern regions of the continent to eastern Africa. Reaching up to 1 meter in length and weighing around 15 kilograms. It is protected by thick keratin scales, dense, durable, and far stronger than they appear. These scales overlap in layers similar to traditional armor, joined by flexible skin that allows the animal to move freely or lock itself into a tight defensive position. When threatened, the pangolin instinctively curls inward, hiding its head and limbs, transforming into an almost impenetrable sphere. This reaction is one of the oldest known defensive strategies among mammals, preserved for over 40 million years. The pangolin is solitary and active only at night, feeding exclusively on ants and termites. Its elongated tongue, often longer than half its body, allows it to reach deep into insect colonies hidden below ground. Each year, a single pangolin consumes tens of millions of insects, helping to maintain ecological balance and protect vegetation. Its strong forelegs and curved claws are designed for excavation, while its armored scales shield it from bites and acidic secretions. As it moves, the pangolin arches its body and walks primarily on its hind limbs, rocking gently an animal that carries its protection wherever it goes. When a lion tries to force it open with its paws, the pangolin's real resilience becomes evident. The claws scrape, but the scales hold firm. The initial surge of predatory drive slowly gives way to irritation as time passes. The pangolin does not struggle. It remains motionless, muscles locked, resembling a silent, breathing boulder. Its survival strategy is not resistance, but complete immobility. Only once the predator loses interest and withdraws does the pangolin carefully unfold. It stretches its neck, steadies itself. And departs calmly, leaving subtle impressions in the dust behind. This protective shell is an evolutionary masterpiece, but also a fatal disadvantage. While it renders the animal nearly untouchable in the wild, it offers no defense against humans, but who can capture it effortlessly and feed the demand of illegal markets. Ironically, the very perfection of this adaptation has become a liability in the modern age. In the natural world, survival is shaped not by raw power alone, but by a fine interplay of instinct, neural reflexes, and adaptive behavior. from devastating kicks to scale-covered bodies built like living armor. Each species contributes its own solution to the fragile balance between predator and prey. It is this balance, violent yet remarkably precise, that defines nature as both merciless and, in its own way, deeply just. The African buffalo is one of nature's most effective examples of group defense. Among Africa's large herbivores, few inspire as much caution. A fully grown adult can weigh between 500 and 900 kilograms. With a thick ponortul's powerful body that moves across the savanna like a rolling mass of muscle. A direct charge is capable of lifting a lion off the ground, often leaving the predator badly injured. The buffalo's signature weapons are its heavy, curved horns, which extend outward before angling upward into sharp points. In males, the horn bases merge into a dense bony shield known as the boss, forming a protective barrier across the skull. Combined with tough, leathery skin, this anatomy makes it difficult for predators to deliver a decisive bite. But what truly sets the buffalo apart is its personality, unpredictable, aggressive, and unwilling to yield. Unlike domesticated buffalo species, the African buffalo has never lost its wild edge. It shows little fear of humans, lions, or any perceived threat, and retreat is rarely an option. As a result, lions are usually successful only when working together and isolating a single buffalo from the herd. In most other situations, the attempt can turn deadly. When buffalo move as a group, they form a tightly packed front, advancing with purpose and readiness to defend. Because frontal attacks are ineffective, lionesses often target the rear, attempting to disrupt balance and force a fall. Yet this strategy frequently collapses. Rather than fleeing alone, a threatened buffalo runs toward its herd where assistance is almost certain. Within moments, hunters can become the hunted, confronted by a solid barrier of horns. When a calf is targeted, the response is even more intense. The mother's reaction triggers a wave of defensive behavior throughout the herd. In buffalo societies, these responses are reinforced through collective learning, allowing the group to function as a single, coordinated unit when danger arises. The Chacma baboon offers one of the clearest examples of collective defense among African mammals. As the largest baboon species, it lives in complex social troops that can include dozens or even hundreds of individuals. Their structure is deliberate. Powerful males guard the front and rear during travel, while females and juveniles remain safely enclosed within the group. These primates are adaptable omnivores, consuming fruits, seeds, insects, and occasional animal matter. Their primary natural threat is the leopard. In the southern African bush, as daylight fades, a leopard advances quietly through cover, unaware it is approaching a highly organized force. Unlike social predators, leopards hunt alone. They rely on stealth, concealment, and sudden violence. In regions like Kruger National Park and the Okavango Delta, most leopard ambushes originate from low trees or dense shrubs, equipped with powerful forelimbs and a crushing bite. The leopard strikes when alertness wanes, but this hunt takes a different turn. An adult male baboon senses something unusual. No movement is visible, yet an unfamiliar odor triggers concern. Baboons have excellent sensory perception, and their communication system is highly specialized. A single alarm call rings out short, sharp, and unmistakable. Each predator has its own acoustic warning, and the call for a leopard is unique. Even young baboons with no prior encounters recognize the signal instantly and flee to safety. Before the leopard can close the distance, the troop has already shifted formation. Large males step forward, standing tall, fur raised, voices echoing across the brush. One advances boldly, followed by several others. This behavior is known as mobbing, a coordinated response designed to overwhelm a predator psychologically and eliminate the advantage of surprise. Faced with multiple defenders, the leopard hesitates. Baboons do not seek to defeat the predator physically. Their goal is disruption. What sets them apart is their social intelligence. They cooperate, assess threats collectively, and respond as a unified system. Studies suggest that decisions within large troops emerge from shared experience rather than dominance alone. The troop acts as an information network, processing signals in real time. In an environment where seconds determine survival, baboon defense relies on awareness, memory, and coordination as much as physical strength. This combination makes them formidable opponents, and often it is the unity and intelligence of the prey that compels the predator to withdraw silently, abandoning the hunt before it truly begins. The white rhinoceros is among the largest land mammals still walking the earth, surpassed only by the elephant. An adult can weigh anywhere from just over a ton to more than 2,400 kilograms, stretch nearly 4 meters in length, and stand over 1.8 meters tall at the shoulder. Its thick, grayish skin reaching up to 5 centimeters acts as a natural shield. Despite its name, the word white does not refer to color, but comes from the Old Dutch word wide, describing its broad, flat mouth perfectly designed for grazing. This giant carries two horns made of keratin. The front horn typically measures between 60 and 90 centimeters, though some individuals exceed 1.5 meters. These horns serve both as defensive weapons and as tools in dominance contests between males. Long, mobile ears rotate nearly 180 degrees, while small, side-set eyes provide a wide view of the savanna, where danger can emerge from any direction. A highly specialized herbivore, the white rhino consumes between 40 and 60 kilograms of grass every day. Using its wide lips and powerful neck muscles, it crops vegetation close to the ground without uprooting it, unlike the black rhinoceros, which relies on a hooked lip to browse leaves. It favors open savannas with short grasses, scattered shrubs, and shallow wetlands, ranging from southern Africa to Kenya. Access to water is essential. The rhino drinks daily and regularly wallows in mud to cool down, deter insects, and protect its skin from the sun. Reproduction is slow and demanding. After a gestation period of about 16 months, the female gives birth to a single calf weighing roughly 50 kilograms. The young rhino nurses for up to 18 months and remains constantly by its mother's side during its early years. During this time, the normally calm female becomes fiercely protective. When defending her calf, she can charge at speeds of 40 to 45 kilometers per hour. With a sense of smell up to 50 times stronger than that of humans, the white rhinoceros can detect predators such as lions or hyenas from hundreds of meters away. When threatened, it does not warn or retreat. It lowers its head, lines up its horn, and charges with overwhelming force. A single impact can exceed 10,000 newtons, enough to hurl even large predators into the air. When a pride of lions closes in on a mother rhino and her calf as they graze, the young one does not flee. Instead, it stays pressed close to its mother, eyes locked on the surrounding predators. a lioness suddenly lunges forward and sinks her claws into the calf's shoulder. The young rhino releases a powerful bellow that echoes across the savanna. Each cry acts as an instant biological signal, triggering the mother's protective response without delay. The female does not strike immediately. She first pivots her massive body, positioning herself between the calf and the threat, horn aimed directly at the attacker. She may appear weary, but at this moment, her purpose is singular and absolute. One deliberate movement, charged with lethal force, is enough. The lioness releases her grip. Though wounded, the calf remains on its feet and continues forward. Falling slightly behind, it turns back and, with its small horn still forming, makes a tentative charge at anything that dares come closer. This is no random reaction, it is learned behavior, passed from mother to offspring as part of its natural upbringing. Moments later, the lions, tired, frustrated, and outmatched, abandon the encounter and retreat. On the unforgiving plains of Africa, where life is often decided in mere seconds, one truth becomes clear: there is no predetermined ending. When a prey animal is cornered, an escape is no longer an option. It does not surrender. It releases every remaining ounce of strength, every ancient instinct, every breath it has left. Because in this vast and untamed arena, survival does not always belong to the strongest, but to the one that seizes the perfect moment. In this relentless world, there are no eternal predators. Only animals that understand a single mistake can turn the hunter into the hunted, and the prey into an unexpected victor. This is the uncompromising law of nature, unpredictable, harsh, and in its own way, profoundly fair. If this journey through the battles of the wild has moved you, inspired you, or taught you something new, consider supporting the channel by liking the video and subscribing. Your support allows us to continue exploring and sharing the most powerful stories the natural world has to offer.